And here we go again. Uh, Pardon me, I don't know why I cough just as soon as I come on, nervous energy. But hello and welcome. It's just a quick little one, really. There is something that I have always said on this platform that as time goes by, it just reaffirms my belief. What I've always said is that Mallam Buhari, the president of the Nigeria, the current president of Nigeria, Mallam Buhari, I've never been of the thought that he has ever wanted Bola Ahmed Tinubu to succeed him to be the next president of Nigeria. So I have never been of that thought. So now, why would Buhari not want Tinubu to succeed him as the president of Nigeria? So there are different reasons, and a lot of people have these different reasons why Buhari might not want Tinubu to succeed him as the president of Nigeria. The first reason that people go to, the easiest reason that people go to, is that Buhari wants to self-perpetuate the Fulani hegemony. And by the way, I'll be playing you a video clip in a moment that speaks to that space of what I am talking to. It's just an example, one of the several examples, but an example of what I'm talking about. But let me build the preamble. So now, a lot of people do believe that Buhari doesn't want Tinubu to succeed him, by the way, but they adduce several reasons as to why Buhari does not want Tinubu to succeed him. One of the more popular reasons is that Buhari wants to self-perpetuate Fulani hegemony, and who he wants to succeed him is a Fulani man. Ideally, a Fulani man of his picking, but a Fulani man nevertheless. So that is one of the more popular reasons that people adduce as to why Buhari does not want Tinubu to succeed him. So that's one of the more popular reasons, but that's not the only reason. Another reason why people feel that Buhari doesn't want Tinubu to succeed him is because Buhari feels that Tinubu is of the corrupt stock, is some lowly guy, is not of good quality to hold that position as the Nigerian president. So Buhari probably considers Tinubu deeply corrupt. That is an opinion that some people hold, that Buhari considers Tinubu deeply corrupt, and that he doesn't then want all of what he considers his hard work, whether you concede that or not, that he did well or not. But what he doesn't want to concede, then he doesn't want to hand over what he feels is hard work to a Tinubu. So there is that argument as well. So there are a lot of arguments wrapped around the argument that Buhari does not want to hand over to Tinubu. There's a lot of arguments wrapped around that. But the one thing that unifies that space is the general belief that Buhari does not want to hand over to Tinubu. And if you look at Buhari's body language, it does suggest that he does not want to hand over to Tinubu, because in his reluctant campaigning for Tinubu, he does the barest minimum, and for him to do the barest minimum even, he is forced onto the center stage, either by coercion or by bullying by the Tinubu camp, to come out in the public and speak to endorsing Tinubu. So now, it seems complex and somewhat confusing what I'm saying. So let me bring up a video that exemplifies what I'm trying to hint at. And if you agree or disagree, by the way, you can hop on to come and have a conversation around it. But if you don't hop on, I'll just leave it as a standalone video, and that's fine. But let's go to this, which is just an example of what I'm hinting at. So let's come here. Let's see. Yeah, let's come here and let's take it from here. Let's take it from audio, okay? So listen to the build up. But before I play the video, what I want you to listen to is when the video gets to Buhari on the campaign stumps, on the rostrum, speaking to the candidates of his party. And then I want you to look at both Buhari's body language and the words that is chosen to use, because I am saying that Buhari is doing the barest minimum out of a sense of obligation and being bullied out to come and speak to the campaign trail. But let me just play the video, and then we'll come on the other side to see what we're making of it.
Of Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Nasarawa State.
Weekend after President Muhammadu Buhari, during the campaign rally held in Nasarawa State, endorsed Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the party's flag bearer, as the next president of Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Nasarawa State, and his colleagues, I stand by already established protocol. Ladies and gentlemen, I am very pleased today to be part of this campaign for Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the next.
All right, let me just pause it there for a moment. So now, just so we don't read too much into what we're watching, let's look at the history, the antecedents of Buhari. Buhari, throughout of all of the history of his interaction with the Nigerian space, we've always understood him to be a man of simple words, a few words, a man that keeps his own counsel, a man that lives internally, somewhat of a shy man. I think it is fair to describe that Buhari is somewhat of a shy man, somewhat rigid in the public glare. So a lot of that, we have to give consideration to that. But even given that, this is the president of the country had brought into power by a particular political party, insisting that his political party continues to preside over the country after his tenure. He's mounting the campaign terms, and this is how he speaks. So listen from that backdrop.
Next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the governor of Nasarawa State for his second and final term.
Okay, so I'm pausing it there again, because what happens next is quite telling. So he's saying, oh, I'm here to do blah, blah, blah. The next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the governor of the state that is going to return to complete his final term. So you've listened to the tone and texture of that. But now listen, not so much listen, you can't listen, but now what now the sequencing of what happens next? Watch very closely. Keep an eagle eye on Buhari as he sequences and orchestrates what happens next. Pay attention. And there it is right there. And there it is right there. So the primary person that is out there to do the most important thing that would define the entirety of the future journey of the party. Look at it. So I'm going to scroll it back just another 30 seconds so you see it again. You know, when Buhari came out, when this tenure started in his first term, Lai Mohammed told us that Buhari communicates via body language. And body language, by the way, experts will tell you, is the higher percentage of communication, more pointing and telling of intent than words. So look at the body language and look at the sequencing. So there is Buhari in Nasarawa State are going to campaign primarily because the campaign, of course, was a presidential campaign, and the governorship person that are on the rostrum is just a tag on to that presidential campaign. So now look at now the sequencing of it as Buhari understands it. So quite telling. So this now, you may think I'm reaching too much and going too hard, but this for me, it is quite telling and it's quite potent to that understanding that Buhari does not endorse Tinubu. It doesn't endorse Tinubu. For Tinubu to become the president of Nigeria, I have said it oftentimes and I'll repeat it again. If Tinubu is ever going to become the president of Nigeria, one of the people and the foremost person that he has to defeat is Mallam Buhari, and this is why.
As the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the governor of Nasarawa State for his second and final term.
Oh, okay. There's just so much from that. I'm going to scroll it back just one more time because I need to highlight something as well. As Buhari reaches to raise the hands of the governor looking to return in Nasarawa State, he chuckles with real glee and delight that this is what he wants. And then as he looks to then reluctantly raise Tinubu's hands, his countenance drops and it then goes into a sense of duty. So watch that. As he reaches to raise the hands of the Nasarawa returnee wanting a second term, he chuckles with real delight, which indicates a heartfelt thing that he's wanting to do. But then, so which indicates a heartfelt thing that he wants to do. But then when it looks, of course, towards the direction of the national governor as he reaches to raise his hands in real glee and delight and desire. But then when he then reaches to Tinubu, what his countenance drop to say that now this is just a duty that I have to perform. So that is me reading into it in that way. But do you concur? Let me just give you a final little scroll back because it's quite important that we see this and then we'll see what we're making of it. Am I going too far? You tell me.
Of this campaign for Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the governor of Nasarawa State for his second and final term.
And there it is right there. It's unmistakable. And they did tell us that this guy communicates via gestures rather than words. So there it is. Let's listen on.
I thank you very much, Ahmed Bola Tinubu. As he said in his speech, I knew him more than 20 years ago. All the problem we had, I mentioned it earlier, there was no local government I haven't visited from 2003 to 2011. And I visited all the states 2019 when I was asking for this term, the second term, and the final term. I will continue to campaign for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He is a committed Nigerian, and I believe he will give all he has to this country and to you, Nigerians. I thank you.
Right. Even in the wordings, you can see that they are orchestrated and guarded. He's a committed Nigerian who I feel will give the best that he can to this country. So that's hardly a ringing endorsement. This is not the best man for the job. This is not the man that will carry on my legacy. This is not, you are very fortunate to have this guy. He's a committed Nigerian. He's all right, and he will try his best. So there it is right there. It's all embedded both in the body language and the actual verbalization of language itself. Buhari doesn't want this guy to succeed him, and Tinubu has to defeat Buhari if he's ever going to become president of Nigeria.
Thank you very much.
Buhari's comments come after Tinubu's outburst during the party's presidential rally in Ogun State, where he expressed dissatisfaction over the fuel and currency scarcity in the country. The president's endorsement has generated several reactions from across.
Right. Before we go to the reactions, it's quite telling what Oji just said there. Buhari's this campaign that we're seeing now in Nasarawa State comes off the back of the criticism in Abeokuta when Tinubu now had that is famous or infamous outburst. So this comes off the back of that. So this is that Tinubu outburst in Abeokuta. And by the way, before Tinubu had that outburst in Abeokuta, there was a build-up to that crescendo. Do you understand? There was a build-up to that crescendo. The build-up to that crescendo, because we monitor politics quite a lot on this platform, the build-up to that crescendo is that a lot of satellite voices were complaining, especially from the southwest, but really rogue voices from outside of the Southwest as well. They were complaining that Buhari is not visible enough and not ringing enough in his endorsement and championing of the Tinubu campaign. So they're saying that it's somewhat ingratitude for how much Tinubu had done for him in his 2 cycles, that this guy is somewhat tepid in the manner that is interacting with the Tinubu campaign. So that was the build-up. And that build-up crescendos in Abeokuta when Tinubu had that outlash, when he had that outburst. So it is essentially now, by my reckoning, that is, I'm not saying it categorically, I'm saying it that this is my interpretation. It is my reckoning that all of that build up to crescendo in Abeokuta it cornered Buhari somewhat, that if he continued to remain silent on the Tinubu campaign space, then that would be then an affirmation of all of that he was somewhat against the campaign and he doesn't want Tinubu to succeed him. So that build up to that crescendo, and that crescendo in Abeokuta essentially forced Buhari to the spot that we're seeing him now. So that build up and crescendo forced him to the spot, but now they have gotten him at that space to mount that rostrum with Tinubu to mount the podium. They cannot then orchestrate what he says next or how he acts next. And what he says next and how he acts next is quite telling as to what his inner thoughts are. And the inner thoughts quite explicitly are demonstrated and communicated now by what we've just seen. The tonality of his references to Tinubu, somewhat tepid and duty-bound, the tonality and the communication towards the satellite governor in whichever state, somewhat more enthused and effusive. So do you see? You saw it all because I scrolled back quite 3 times. So in the body language where he uses to communicate according to his surrogate and acolytes, and in the verbalization of his innermost thoughts, you could see that he was more wishful of the return of that governor or than anything to do with Tinubu. And when he did turn to Tinubu, you saw both in his mannerism and his choice of words a sense of duty. He doesn't want Tinubu. That's clear. And for Tinubu to ever become the president of that country, he has to defeat the one person. He doesn't have to defeat Atiku Abubakar, no. The one person that he has to defeat is the Aboki from Daura. Let's have a bit of a listen more, and then we take comments.
Section of Nigerians, or Yakubu Dogara, a former Speaker of the House of Representatives, in a tweet on Sunday, described Buhari's endorsement of Tinubu as a joke, taken too far. His tweet reads, "I know that Buhari loves to crack jokes, but I didn't know he will escalate it to the level of satire. Asiwaju will give his best to Nigeria. Really? Fake certificates, fake parentage, golden triangle, excavates, and racketeering? No, Buhari, Nigeria does not deserve his best. But we get the satire." Well, Festus
all right, let's take Festus.
in a swift response to Dogara's tweet, described him as a political prostitute and backstabber. His tweet reads, "My brother and law schoolmate, Yakubu Dogara, this tweet is beneath you. You are actually pained by the support of Buhari for Tinubu, 2 leaders who have stayed true to their beliefs and causes, unlike the political prostitute, wanderer, and backstabber that you have always been." Well, you know, both men have.
Of course, when we get to Festus Keyamo, it degenerates into the gutters. But let's rescue ourselves from the gutters and go to lofty heights as we hear from Adan Lekoko. Tiger in the City joins us. Des joins us, no doubt, from a stroke. And X0 makes one of his rare appearances. So, gentlemen, there it is right there. So this is what I am positing, that Buhari, he does not want the looter from Lagos to succeed him. And there is nothing in his tonality and presentation that lends to any suggestion that he does want the Lagos State looter to succeed him. Am I being too excessive in these conclusions? Tiger, good to see you. Tiger in the city.
Hello, woman, and everyone listening. Hi. um, a woman.
Hello,
Excuse me.
Tiger.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Excuse me. Yeah.
yeah,
Hello,
carry on.
everyone, and hello, woman. I hope you had a wonderful weekend.
Yes.
Um, I think you've said it all. Buhari speaks with body language, so no one knows where Buhari is heading to. But people have accused Buhari of not participating fully in Tinubu's campaign, and he has done that now. I think he's going to reside back to Aso Rock and allow Tinubu to continue with the campaign. But we have said here before that it's better Tinubu, President Buhari is kept away from the campaign team of Tinubu because Tinubu cannot relate his campaign to Buhari administration because there are some areas which are affecting Nigerians typically, and namely security and economic um, categories are poorly managed by Buhari administration, and for Tinubu uh, to have said that he will continue where Buhari stop, and if Buhari is always there in the presence in his campaign, I think it will remind people of Buhari's
Um,
poorly
um,
managed.
Tiger, am I right in my assertion that if Tinubu is ever going to become the president of Nigeria, the one person he has to defeat a lot of people to get that seat, but the one primary person that he has to defeat is Buhari. Never mind Atiku Abubakar or anybody else. The one person that Tinubu has to defeat to get that seat is Buhari.
Um,
Am I right to say that?
you are wrong to say that. If Tinubu want to win the election, it's not only to President Buhari has to defeat anyway, or put aside on the sideline. There are other people because I don't think Buhari's body language is unilateral. I think it's multifaceted with a lot of interest, vested interest within the parameter of the governance of Nigeria, especially the federal government and some people who may not be comfortable with Ashiwaju becoming the next president of Nigeria. So I don't think President Buhari is doing that alone. I think he must have had some consultation with some group or individuals who are not vested in Shiwaji becoming the president of Nigeria. So for Tinubu to defeat them, it will need a lot of hard work. It's only the masses Tinubu can use because he has the support of some governors in the north, but then it comes down to voting by individuals. So I think he needs the voting bloc in the north to support him. Even I've said it before that President Buhari at this time of his tenure, um, most of his command, his action will not carry a lot of weight. So we can see that now. That's why Erufai could do what he did by coming out and giving some interviews. So at this juncture, um, President Buhari has some, he has the power. He can bring out the military or security apparatus to determine that Tinubu will not be able to use money to influence this election. And I think that's one area where they have vested their power to use it as an instrument to stop him. It's not about appearing in his campaign. Appearing in his campaign or not, it won't improve Tinubu scoring card with the voters in the north. Those who
You don't think so? Because
no,
in that campaign, Buhari went on to make a more impassioned campaign for Tinubu in Hausa language. And of course, that is his best form of communication. And that, of course, the widely known form of communication in the North. And the nuance of what he has to say is best expressed in that native language. And the longest speech he made, of course, was the endorsement of Tinubu in Hausa language at that campaign. So, but even still with that, there's no sense that is doing it with his full chest, as we like to say in Nigeria.
Oh, well, I will continue to say that even though he has given his support verbally in Hausa language to project Bola Ahmed Tinubu in becoming Nigerian president, to garner support for him, we should consider the voting style of the North is block voting, right? So, and Tinubu has pressed the right buttons, and he has spoken with people who are going to influence the voting. It's not that President Buhari will not give his tacit support, but you could see when Tinubu made that statement in Abeokuta, saying whether they support him or not, he will win. So he knows what he's talking about because he has gotten some support from quarters, those that matters, maybe grassroots, more than the Aso Rock. So I think in this vein, whether President Buhari saying in our side that they support Tinubu, fine, but President Buhari, I don't think has the energy to be going all about with Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I think sometimes they should just leave him out of it, especially in the area where President Buhari hasn't done well enough, especially where they have in the areas where they have more insecurity. They should not allow President Buhari to go there because once they see him on the mountain, the podium, he reminds them of their circumstances and who's ruling, why their conditions are in the deplorable state it is, especially their security situation. So one thing I know, President Buhari, he wants to stay on the start line to run the election because I can see Tinubu is well vested in this campaign, though he's not been coming out making statements vigorously like he normally does in the past. And so that they won't say he supported one person against some person. I think he wants to stay on the sideline side and allow Nigerians to decide who wins. So that's my own take.
All right, thank you, Tiger. Tiger, stay with us. Tiger, we have X0 here who has been away from us for a good while. So we welcome X0 back to explain then why he abandoned us. As the love gone, X0, what happened, man? You don't love us anymore, X0.
No, it's not that. I've been busy, So that's why I've not been able to join you guys for a long time. But I greet you all. My regards to all of you.
All right, good to see you again, X0. So now I am insisting that the Mallam from Daura, he doesn't want the criminal from Lagos to succeed him, and there's a lot to add to that. There's a lot to to attribute that to. If you look at when they started the primaries, Buhari, he was saying to the governors that let me endorse my candidate. And when he said, let me endorse my candidate, a lot of people thought he wanted to bring another northerner. But I had the sense that he wanted either to have Oshibanjo or Rotimi Amechi that he will present as the consensus candidate for APC then. So when he was saying, let me endorse my candidate, I never had the sense that he was going to endorse Tinubu, no, because there's something about Buhari that I feel recoils from Tinubu somewhat. So I've always had that sense. But then when they foisted their via El Rufai Tinubu on the party, you can see somewhat a distancing from the Tinubu campaign by the Buhari space. And not only did he distance from the Tinubu campaign, he also withdrew Oshibanjo, who is quite a potent weapon from the use of that campaign. So a lot of that, and then when the campaign for Tinubu starts, the sort of participation of Buhari is somewhat tepid, and when he does turn up, it's somewhat reluctant, and when he does show up, his commentaries are never really so much endorsing his candidates, but inviting people to vote their conscience and not to vote for criminals. So all of that wraps into a language that or wraps into an understanding or an inkling that he does not really want Tinubu. And there is that sense, a lot of people have that sense. And then when you look at this latest interaction in Nasarawa State, when he reaches to raise the hand of just some satellite rogue state governor with glee, and then with some reluctance and sense of duty, he raises Tinubu's hand. I am of the thought that for Tinubu to become president of Nigeria, he has to defeat Buhari. What says you, X0?
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. You know, for Tinubu to become the president of Nigeria, he first has to scale the hurdle of Buhari. You know, we have discussed here long ago about the possibility of Tinubu emerging as the candidate of the APC. Then we were at a crossroads where we were discussing whether the North were going to allow anybody from the South to emerge. You know, we discussed this and we were seriously suspecting that they will either give it to Atiku or something else, you know, but not for a Southerner to emerge. So that has been in speculation, and just as we thought, everything began to unravel prior to their convention and then their election process of bringing out their candidates. You know, so it has always been a topic for us. I don't know if you remember. So now coming to yes. So coming
it's
to
always been. Yeah.
Yes. So coming to this, it's not been a surprise for us. We thought they were going to give it to even Ahmed Lawan, because at some point, I think the party chairman announced Ahmed Lawan. The governors went to the president to impose upon him that they were going to elect their own person, which was Tinubu. Tinubu has played this game for a long time. There was no way they were not going to, select Tinubu. So Tinubu has played this game with all the governors, and at that time, for the convention, they had only one choice. The governors had only one choice, which is Tinubu. And that was how Buhari's hands were tied. All those people who came out from APC got Buhari's nod. Even the Emefiele guy bought the form. And several others, they all got Buhari's nod. And to the surprise of everybody, we saw what happened at the convention and how Tinubu emerged. So for me, I think Buhari doesn't want Tinubu. He doesn't. And what he's trying to do is...
But how possible is it for Tinubu to succeed on this in this mission without against Buhari's will? Let's put it that way. How possible is it with all the instrumentality? And we know that Buhari is a very stubborn man who likes to have his way. So how possible is it for Tinubu to succeed? Are we looking at President Atiku? Is this what we're really looking at?
It's either we're looking at a President Atiku, or you're looking at what happened before when Shomekon emerged. We are looking at either a military takeover or an interim government. But Tinubu's hands are seriously shaking now, because the weight of problems that Buhari is allowing Tinubu to go through has no presidential candidate has ever been through that. With power of incumbency on their side. Yes,
you are right. I've never seen in the history of Nigeria a more hard-fought election than this one. This has been the hardest fought election that by memory we have ever had.
Yeah. And if you look at the possible outcomes, none of the outcomes going to favor Nigeria. One, we don't want Atiku because of his credentials. The guy is going to sell us dry. Two, we don't want a military takeover. And the military takeover means that another northern military heavyweight is going to come.
No, you say you don't want a military takeover. You speak for yourself, because I don't object to that. I think that's really what we need.
No, you look at what's going to happen if we have a military takeover. The world is going to prevail upon him to leave office. He's not going to stay there more than 1 year. To now constitute the election process. There must be an election. That will now give us further expenses, which I don't think there will be money for that. He will be there to steal enough before he gives that carte blanche for an election. What kind of election are we going to have then? And then he will be in a position to determine who emerges victorious. So it is going to still be the same old. Don't forget that Buhari was a military general. He was a military general. And anyway the team pans out, it's either going to be an Atiku president again, because Atiku has relations with the military. He was once a custom guy. So this thing is still, they're still banding this thing around the old oligarchs, the military oligarchs. You know, don't forget that this current administration allowed the military guys to make a lot of money from the pipelines. So they have tasted real money. They're not about to relinquish that to any decent government. They have tasted real money. So I think
you know what you just said there, Xero, what you just said there is, for me, the biggest problem that we're contending with in Nigeria. And you said that they've tasted the real money, and I agree with you. All these people that have been looting Nigeria, they've tasted real money. Because there was an interview that Atiku did once, and it was talking about fighting corruption and going after looters, and it was explaining that if somebody, or let's say, for instance, has stolen about $3 to $5 billion, how do you recover it from him? Do you fight him in the court when he has a $3 to $5 billion war chest to fight you, and it will keep you in court till the end of time? Or you negotiate some of the monies back, try and recover just through negotiation, however much you can. But it wasn't even what he said that really struck me, but the fact that he informed us that on average, the average looter at that echelon, they are commanding about $3 to $5 billion American money. And there are about 1,000, 3,000 of them controlling that vast fortune. So nobody will come in and then change that system that allows them to continue to loot at that. Nobody can do that. They will just kill him off.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they have gone so powerful that it's no longer feasible to defeat these guys. We cannot. They are richer than all past corrupt leaders put together, because the past corrupt leaders used HPVs, or what was it called? The ones that Atiku was constituting for Obasanjo. SPVs. They use SPVs, but these ones, they use nothing. It was pure daylight robbery. They take money for projects. They don't even do it. That was what. Look at the country. They don't even do anything. SPVs will even try to maybe inflate the contract and then take the money, you know. But you know, this current administration, they stole from everybody, down to trying to steal that people like us who are in the diaspora, who have left our bank accounts with some naira. They wanted to clear those things too. I told you one time now, I said Buhari allowed everybody to steal.
Yes, we discussed that. Remember, we discussed that when they wanted to start clearing people's dormant accounts.
Monies, you know. He allowed. Look at what is happening now. You have to buy your own money now with 20% of it. That's the kind of thing we are facing. Everybody stole, even the ones that cannot steal. They were in the forest, kidnapping. And that's not all. There's still a section again that when they kidnap and they cannot come and bail you, they will cut off your flesh and sell. That everybody. Buhari didn't do anything. Just allowed everything to go deep into darkness. And there are the ones that are reaping money from the pipelines, and they have made so much money that they are now lords of those areas.
And who is going to come in and stop them?
Nobody, because they are richer than anything.
The amount of money, that the wealth that they now control, who's going to come in and stop them?
I mean, imagine NMPC declaring zero profit.
The fifth largest, seventh largest oil exporting country in the world, zero profit.
Zero profit. So all those monies, where did they go to? They stashed them and prepared for us. Now we are spoilers, and apart from that, who can fight these guys? Who? So that's why they don't want to leave power again, because they don't mind to kill the country than to let a proper proper governance to reign. You know.
All right. Did you want to come in? I think Tiger wants to come in. Tiger, yeah.
Yes. I think, Ezra, I can understand your fear that the military might be coming in, but they don't stand a chance. Gone are the days where they can just troop in and command Nigerians. Nigerians are more exposed now, and there is a way of fighting them. I think if there is a military coup, there will be military counter coup, just like in 1966 what happened, or what happened during 1976 Murtala coup. I mean, when Gowon was overthrown and there was another attempt to overthrow Murtala. The way you can fight them, where would they keep this money? So are they not going to take this money abroad? And they can't. The international community will give Nigerian, they'll put sanction on Nigeria, and there's no way Nigeria can survive it when the military come in. I don't think we have the capacity to survive it, because during Abacha's time, Nigeria still have money. Now we are indebted to foreign creditors. So I don't see any way a military man could come in and scupper the upcoming election. There might be politician might use them to influence election, but for them to assume power, and one of them announcing on the radio, saying, "Good morning, Nigerians, we've taken over." No, it's not going to happen. It won't happen.
Let me explain how it's going to happen to you. It might not happen directly, because but Buhari is don't forget that Buhari was a general. He knows most of these guys. Most of these guys are his boys. So it's not like that entering to take power from Buhari, but rather him giving tacit approval. You understand? There's so many excuses for military takeover, and don't forget that the country is in the worst shape ever. The worst shape ever. Now, this is how military can take over: by Buhari constituting a what is it called? This kind of a government for temporary government. Yes, it leaves the country to the military to take over. Look at what happened when
it could even, because sorry, Exiro, because one of the narratives out there is that they're trying to ferment a crisis that would then lead to an interim government that would then create a pathway to a fifth republic.
Yes.
One man, should they do that? Ezra, hold on. If that's what they're going to do, it's very difficult, because now, if they are fermenting trouble, that means we are going back to 1966, right? When Tafawa Balewa, if I'm not wrong, 1965 or 66, when there was problem in the western part of Nigeria, right, politically, and the federal government had to interfere between Chief Obafemi Awolowo and Chief Akintola's case, right? Okay. You can do that now in this dispensation. Why? Because one, there are four runners, right? And Tinubu, one of the front runners. Then you have Atiku. So now the tongue will start wagging that the reason why the military took over was because, I'm using past tense, was because they knew that Satana, either um, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is going to take over, and maybe P2P has a chance to take over to win the election. Now they scuffle it. So now there will be division internally within the regions of Nigeria in the west and in the east part of Nigeria. So they might start fomenting trouble, start making things impossible for the government. And you see a big protest outside because even politicians, they will protest. People will protest, and the military cannot add how would I say, if someone has an injury and they come and compound the injury that is already there. So it's better we resolve the Nigerian issue we by political means, not by interim government.
The Nigerian issues, though, might not necessarily be resolvable, or at least in the manner that we want it via political means.
It
Because
way it
no, there are certain things that needs to happen almost instantaneously for us
uh,
to be on any journey of nationhood, and that cannot happen under a democratic dispensation. What I am talking about are things like strengthening institutions within the country, like the EFCC, the police, the judiciary, all of that, jettisoning this anti-people constitution and all of that. Under a democratic dispensation, the process of having those changes, they are slow and laborious, and they can take forever. But if this dispensation comes to an end to have a reset into a fifth republic, all of those things can be addressed in one fell swoop. But Tiger, let Fatai come in. I think he wants to join in. Fatai,
One man. Can you
okay.
hear?
The
Ẹ kú
Kwaran German.
ẹ kújọ́ mẹ́ta o. Yeah, one man. Brother Alexander Gomez, ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ káàsán. One man, I'm
Yeah,
wondering.
ṣá àlàáfíà ló wà ọmọ àlàáfíà ni.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, brother, bẹ́ẹ̀ni ẹ̀gbọ́n. Papa. One man, I'm just wondering why you are stressing yourself so much about military coming back to Nigeria. My
I
brother
want it.
Tiger.
I want it.
Yeah, but how are you gonna get stronger institution, stronger democratic institution from the military? How are you gonna get your constitutional review that you said now from the military? It's not gonna. The constitution they want to review was put down by a military.
No, it won't
So
be a
how are you
review.
gonna
It'll
then?
be a rewrite, not a
Yeah,
review. A rewrite.
no. I mean they're going to from military constitution they will write a new military constitution. They're not going to write a new military constitution or whatever. Even if they rewrite a new military constitution, it's still not going to be what is going to fix the problem. So anyway, there is a lot of domestic things that factors that will not allow this to happen. Like that, my brother Tiger mentioned a few of them, the whole tribal ethnic division. But the one most important thing, the big factor in all of these things is the accusation of Tucano fighter jets and all these things. The operation of these things, the Nigerian government had to have some agreement with the US government, otherwise they will not be sold to them. Now, if you have a disruption of this government, who is going to be in control of these at least above average military equipment? So because when you start to have, there is a level of military equipment you have, these big boys in the international community, they don't let you just do whatever you want. Like, I mean, they're not going to let Iran have a nuclear weapon because once Iran have a nuclear weapon, then this. Nobody has some big level of military equipment and then you just do whatever you want. Buhari is not going to do whatever you want in Nigeria when they just gave him a Tucano jet. What? I mean, he's going to throw a Tucano jet into Lagos. And if he does that, America has to know about it. So if you're going to transition into military, so the people that sold you the Tucano jets and other more sophisticated weapons, you are going to tell them, hey, excuse me, America, I want to leave these weapons in the hands of the military. I don't think so. I don't think it's going to happen. It's not even going to happen. All of these infighting is just the new primary. It's going to come and go. I don't even think there's anything to worry about. Well, I mean, the so this is what is causing the problem. So the presidency of Buhari is an alliance of minimum four factions. CPC, Buhari's led party. Those are the people that they call Kabar. The people who manage that CPC, they are the people they call Kabar. They are the most people Buhari trust. They are the people that Buhari trusted most. All those Mama, Daura, whatever it is. These all come from use the CPC. They are the people who have been behind Buhari for so long. So you have CPC, you have Tinubu's Action Congress with Tinubu with his own people. You have the new PDP with this guy in Kwara, and led by Atiku, certainly. But with all these guys, this guy, what his name? This guy from Kwara.
By Mohammed.
No, who was the Senate president?
Oh, Saraki.
Saraki. No, to all these guys. Then you have, I don't know what coalition Amechi brought, but Amechi certainly spent a lot of Rivers money to get Buhari elected. So all of these guys, they have their separate arrangement with Buhari, very complicated arrangement. But Tinubu was, so this is what led to a Milocon. Whatever arrangement you have with Buhari, right? Who elected Tinubu is a big question. Like, is it Amechi's money that elected Buhari? Is it CPC forever trying to elect Buhari for 5 rounds, 10 rounds, every time, Olule? If you say Amechi, even if you give money, APC could not even win 25% in your own state. My own coalition, Action Congress, deliver for Buhari a whole zone. Who elected Buhari is the question that is going on, right? Buhari is not going to hand over to a northerner. Even in his wildest dream, he's not going to do it, right? Nobody is going to benefit from it, right? The only problem that is on ground is all these guys who are murmuring around, whatever they do, whatever they do, anybody they put down, apart from Tinubu, Atiku is going to win. Now, the only question is, how are you going to be happy if Atiku wins? So these CPC guys, when Buhari was coming, Atiku faction never liked them. Atiku, the monarchs of the north, they all went, even in Katsina State, they all went to tell even Tinubu that Buhari is not our man. That's if you listen to Tinubu's Emilio speech. That is, if you go by there. So they all went and said Buhari is not our man. They were for Atiku. So if Buhari is not their man, right? So how are they going to have a space in Atiku's presidency? They have to go from houseboy before they can climb up. Now in this APC coalition, minimum they have to just negotiate and get it. So they don't want Atiku, but they prefer Oshibanjo or Ahmed Lawan. So it's like whatever you want. Ahmed Lawan, okay, Ahmed Lawan is not going to beat Atiku. Oshibanjo is not going to beat Atiku. Anybody or the Rivers guy is not going to beat Atiku. So whatever you do, Emilokon. And that is what is on ground. They are just, maybe if they make a negotiation with Tinubu, everything will be smooth. Maybe before this thing comes around, they're going to make a negotiation. They are just now. One man, when you said Buhari never liked Tinubu, what is the word? Train of thought there. What did I want to say there? I was listening to it before, then I just lost my thought. Well, anyway, so this is what's going to.
Mama, can I come in, please?
Yeah, come in. Let Fatai land and then come in.
Yeah. So I believe that all of these things that is going on, right, it's just infighting. They are going to fix it. The big problem here is like this Emefiele guy, the House of Rep, they dropped the ball. They didn't have ball. They didn't have the balls enough to pass a resolution for him to be fired, right? This will have sent a strong message to the international community, because you know they have downgraded our bank, our currency, Moody's rating, and the Nigerian banks. They have been downgraded. They've been their bonds is down to junk category, from like average category to junk category. It takes you a while to get out of junk category, right? So they should have fired him. They should have passed a resolution to Buhari. It's not a law. A resolution is like opinion, considered opinion of the National Assembly. This is our opinion. Like it usually is strong, but it's not binding on the executive. But they should have passed that resolution. It will have strengthened our bank. What Emefiele did is the biggest disgrace. Imagine if Emefiele was the one in charge of the merger of the banks. Thank God it was
all right. You're
Soludo.
taking us to new territory
Not,
now, Fatai. Fatai, let Akim come in. It's only a short session, but hopefully you'll join us later, where we're a lot longer. We'll still come back to you. But come in, Akim, and then there's a photograph I want to.
One man, I will join you some another time. Also, I have to go out as well. Thank you so much for.
Don't leave just yet. Okay, finish your thoughts then if you want to leave. You know how the audience always likes to hear from you.
No, let them come. Like I have like 5-10 minutes. I can come back. Let the interjection happen.
All right. Yes. So yeah. Come in, Kim.
Thank you very much, one man. I think the notion that those who stole your money should start help you to look for the money, that that's the only way you find the money. I think that those notions it's never work and it has not been proven to work. You could make a very strong case that the situation we are today, we were put into this situation by the military government, by various military regimes. So the notion that we now need the military to come and fix the whole thing, I don't think that will work. We've had more years under the military dictatorship than we have under democratic rule. So the pre-1966 first coup, the arrangement the country had, everybody testified to it. People who were around there, not people like myself, unfortunately, but the people who benefited from
Are you sure about that?
Well, very, very, very sure, one man.
Yeah,
the people who benefited from those days, they still give testimonies as to how good things were then, and no to the fact that we did not even have crude oil at the time. So the military intervention and the subsequent military intervention, don't forget, is one of the things that led us to civil war, that meant that the country is still trying to mend from it till today. And we've had subsequent military interventions over the years. It has not done us any good. In fact, the reason why we are where we are today as a country is because of military intervention. We've had a lot of years under military dictatorship, and for me, I do not subscribe to it. Democracy is not beautiful. It's a slow process. But I think the problem we have is that a lot of us expect things to change overnight within our lifetime. I'm not in that category. I don't expect Nigeria to transform in my lifetime. Most of the things that I'm doing today is maybe hopefully for my children's generation or their children's generation. Most of those countries that we are talking about today, they've had this unbreakable democratic system for over, in some cases, 100 years. In some cases, 150 years. In some cases, 50 years. Ours is just what, 23, 24 to 24 years. So I think over time we will get it right. But to say that we now have to, we should have to invite the men on uniform to come back again, I don't think that is a good suggestion. On the side that Fatai was talking about, whether Buhari hates Tinubu or not, I don't see any reason why he should hate Tinubu, because I wouldn't say Buhari as a person have over the years had any form of friendship or alliance with Bola Ahmed Tinubu politically or in other form, because I don't think they've always crossed paths, because it was not until 1993 or 92 when Tinubu came into the democratic space, and Buhari himself, it was during this recent republic that he came into the political space himself. So you cannot argue the fact that it was Bola Ahmed Tinubu's effort that made Buhari president. You can say, oh, that is not true. Okay, APC had a primary in when? 2014. So let's wind back. Who was leading in that primaries? Kwankwaso was the leader in that primaries. A lot of these northern caucus, northern states, did not support Buhari. These people that are now forming that they are holier than holy, they are the cabas, they did not support Buhari. Kwankwaso, Muhammadu Buhari, and Atiku Abubakar were the three leading candidates in that primaries. It was the
That is the point, brother. That is the point.
It was the Southwest bloc that Bola Ahmed Tinubu put together to put behind Buhari that got him over the line. That primaries was held in Lagos. So a lot of people, when they come on platform to put in submission or to make argument, when Tinubu came out and said, look, we made him president, there's not a single lie. It is 100% correct. If he never won the primaries, there's no way he would be on the ticket. So he needs to get over that hurdle in the first place. So why would he not turn around and say he hates Tinubu? I think it is those
no,
people.
He has not said that. Oh, that's just how a lot of people are interpreting his body language. But Akim, just for time, let me go on to Des, who hopefully is still there. Des, are you still there? Oh, all right. I think we may have well have lost Des. So let's go on then to so one more call for Des, because I want to start to clear the space. If yeah. All right. Thank you for joining us, Des. So let's go on from Des then to actually let's now come to you, Akim, since we don't have Des. But let me kick you off, Akim, with a photograph that somebody sent me on Instagram.
Brother, can I because the brother progressive mentioned me there, just to reply, and I can go.
Yeah, go on. No, I didn't mention you. I just
no,
reference.
No,
you
reference.
Sorry,
no, I don't mean it negative. I don't mean it negative.
Go on, Fatai. Go on, Fatai.
No, I didn't. Buhari support the Buhari. I didn't say Buhari hate Tinubu. I don't know if you misread me.
I said that.
I wanted to comment on that. The point I wanted to make is that if everybody is saying there is a cabal right around Buhari, we can then from there make the jump that it is Buhari that said he wanted to make his own. He had his own candidate. He wanted to choose his own candidate, or it was Buhari that said Lawan is my candidate, like a consensus. Because there is a cabal, there's no way to know whether Buhari was involved in any of these things. So there is no way to know. And Tinubu had been in the north since the days of Shagari, right? Tinubu has been close to Buhari since 2003 or thereabout. So it cannot be a conclusive statement that Buhari doesn't want Tinubu, or Buhari had his own candidate other than Tinubu. The best that we know is what this guy said when they went to Buhari. He said the APC governors. So they went to Buhari. They said, okay, each of us we have somebody we would prefer, but we would like to defer to you as the leader to choose your own candidate. And Buhari said to them, this is what I think it was El Rufai that said it. This is what he said. And if you look by everything on ground, it looks credible. So Buhari said to him that, look, you guys go and bring me a list, right, or something like that. Anyway, they came back and gave him a list of 4 candidates: Tinubu, Fayemi, Oshibanjo, and this guy in Ebonyi State. What is Umahi, or is he Umaidi or Umahi? Anyway, so Buhari was like, okay, any one of these is capable. Anyone that wins is fine for me. Even the Lawan name was not even there. It was that when they said we wanted to go back to the south. So Tinubu, Buhari said to them, give me the list of the southern people, governors or candidates, and let me see what you have. And so they bring all these 4 or 5 names, and Buhari said, any one of them is fantastic. Let them go and fight it out. That is the only official thing we know. So, if you want to conclude that Buhari wanted his candidate that is somebody other than Tinubu, I don't think there is enough information to reach that conclusion, because we already established that there is some guys around Buhari. So even this CBN thing made us to know now that there is some guys around Buhari who are doing who are saying things that Buhari never said. All right, so we can't totally ascribe these things to directly to Buhari. That's something like that. Thank you so much, one man. Thank you.
All right, well said, Fatai.
Until another time.
All right, brilliant. Thank you, Fatai. So thank you, Fatai. So you are up next, the progressives. So I want to present you then. Let me kick you off with this photograph that one of the subscribers sent to me via Instagram. So this is Peter Obi campaigning in Kwara State, and this is how we went. Look at this. Have you seen that?
Maybe they haven't arrived yet.
They haven't arrived yet. All right. So,
let's assume that's the case.
Yeah. All right. So, it's unbelievable because we are seeing a lot of these images all over the southern parts, and
I thought the poll yesterday said they're going to win Kwara
by 80%. 80%. They will go to take it. This is
80%. Don't remind me of that poll again.
Look at that.
I've tried to forget. That is not a poll. That is like a spreadsheet someone did, and just they call it a poll. Oh, that you cannot look. One man, the thing is this. Yeah, I've realized that this period
there's more queue in a dentist hall than is. Look at that. But anyway, let's just leave that. We don't want to go there too much. But
no, the thing is this. Yeah, there are a lot of people during this period. It has it kind of let me know that this political season have brought out a lot of novice, right? People who have not participated in the political discourse for a very long time, and this period they just jump into it. So when you try to analyze issue politically,
Akim, you have to be kind though to these political neophytes that you are describing, because we actually welcome them into the political space. Yes, they are coming with a lot of energy and enthusiasm at the moment. So what we have to do then at the end of the month, going on into we have to help them manage whatever disappointment and then build them into an understanding. It's always good to have all these new people come into politics because it affects their life and affects.
One man, that's just the first phase. I don't know who's taking that capture. You have to look at the whole campaign when Peter became. That's just like when they started setting up the stage and everything. I don't know who is doing that.
But we saw that in Ibadan as well. We saw the same thing in Ibadan.
That's a lie.
One man, forget those Ibadan. If you want to know this whole campaign thing, right? Go and look at Peter Obi campaign in Anambra in his own home state. Just go and view the campaign, the rally he had there, and then compare it to other political party. Nobody should have been able to even compare to him in terms of crowd wise.
Whether you have more crowd in Anambra than
exactly. This is what I'm saying. This is in your own home state. In your own home state, they're telling us that people who should have come there, they don't want to leave their shop to come to a rally and all those kind of.
You know what, Hakeem? After we've shot this session, now I'm going to do that video to compare and contrast Tinubu's rally in Anambra with Peter Obi. But to the real topic of the thing, why people are here, what I am asserting and almost insisting that Buhari does not really want Tinubu, and we see that it is body language and his reluctance. And I'm suggesting that Tinubu has to defeat Buhari to become president.
I don't think Buhari have. I don't think this. I will keep saying this, right? The man Buhari is almost he have this nonchalant attitude to the political space. He's not your Obasanjo, is not your Tinubu kind of people. He's not those kind of people. He's not. He just want to do his own and just walk out. That is him. I'm not even sure he cares because don't forget, right? If this Buhari was a kind of a person who even say, okay, you know what, successorship, if he's even if 10% interested in successorship, right, he would do everything to give that position to Oshibanjo with all the loyalty and everything that Oshibanjo has shown to him. He would have fought head and told tooth and everything to make sure Oshibanjo got that position. Even El-Rufai came and said, look, yes, we have our preferences, but any one of these people you pick, we will go with that person because we want to make sure that you, the leader of the party, the president, will give you that honor. But we have our own personal preference, but pick one of these. But the man refused to even pick his own vice president. So this is to tell you that this man does not have hatred or support for anybody. His own is if you find out, if they tell you somebody is corrupt, he doesn't want anything to do with that person. I just think that the people he put around himself, those are the guys that played the games. Those people he brought closer to himself. If one man, around when the chief of staff or secretary to the government, Abakari, the one that died of COVID-19, right? This guy is not a minister. Is not a political, is not an elected official. Okay, he was the one that went to go and be signing contract on behalf of Nigeria. In what space is that done, one man? If that is not cabal, what do you call that? The elected officials of government are there. None of them went to sign. Appointed ministers of government are there. None of them went to sign. It was somebody who an official appointment, an appointee of government, was not signing a contract on behalf of Nigeria. That is not done anywhere, one man. That is the Buhari that is the Muhammadu Buhari that has been the president for nearly 8 years. The man is almost like a passerby. You know, everything passed by him. He's got not a single part of him that understand that what he should do and how he should do it. Look at this cashless, this CBN policy. He just accepted everything he was told, and the thing is hitting people hard. So he has been like that from day one. People say, "Oh, Buhari is changing. Buhari is doing this." No, Buhari is not changing. No, Buhari never changed. Buhari is the same. I've told you, I gave up on Buhari during Magu confirmation time. Since then, I've never trusted Buhari to do anything right because I've just said to myself ever since then that this man have people that is running riot around him. They're just running him ragged. They just tell him anything, and he does it. When Buhari left Nigeria, it does not take Oshibanjo 24 hours, and he fired that guy, that DSS boss at the time. It did not take Oshibanjo 24 hours. He sacked the man. He told him, get out. He told him to get out. Why did Buhari not able to sack the man for all the atrocity that he was committed at the time? So you guys, I think a lot of people are giving this Buhari too much credit. Me, I'm not giving him any credit. Thank you, Oma.
All right, brilliant. Thank you, the progressives. So let's take the conversation to Ajale Koko. So Ajale Koko, you've been listening all the way through, but there is no sense that Buhari actually wants Tinubu to succeed him. And Buhari's participation in Tinubu's campaigning, there's a feeling that is more out of a sense of duty than a ringing enthusiasm. So, and we saw that little clip that I played as well. So people may suggest that I'm reading too much into it, but if you gather all of the evidence to lead up to that, there's a real sense that Buhari doesn't really want this guy. He is doing the barest minimum, and probably if he's not plotting against him, is allowing plots against him to carry on in the background. So the question really, as we get to the final phase to land on a new president, do you feel that Buhari really wants this guy, or do you feel that Tinubu has to defeat Buhari on his way to the presidency? Ajale Koko, good to have you.
Thank you, woman. Greetings to our listeners around the world. Click on the like button, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so. Let me first of all respond to Des. Des, are you there? Des, I think Des is not there.
I'm here, Angelico.
Yeah.
You know,
So,
there's like he's always half asleep. It takes it to wind up to like those old machines. You have to wind them up to get a sound. So Des is there half asleep as usual. Carry on.
yeah, there's yesterday when I step away from my phone. I think you mentioned something about me yesterday that you are disappointed in me, that I'm playing double standard position, praising Tinubu for the outburst in Abeokuta, and I'm saying something different about Obi. I think you are missing things up. The one I praise,
Angelico,
sorry.
listen,
Hold on.
let me say what I say
Hold
again.
on.
Yeah.
Let me say. You said I condemn Tinubu for the outburst in Abeokuta, right?
No. I didn't say you condemned him.
Oh, okay. Say it
See
again.
what I said? I said when Tinubu made that outburst, what clearly you said was he wasn't talking about the people. He was talking about himself and his own benefit, and he exposed Buhari, but he wasn't talking about the people. But yesterday you said he was talking about the people. So I'm like, where do you stand now? That's what I said.
Okay. Okay. I think you are missing things up with your assertion. The one I said, it was his first outburst where he made mention of Emilokon. That was the one that I said he was selfish. And he was selfish because he said that power shifts to the south, and if if power should shift to the south, it should and if shift to the south means that shift to the southwest, it should be for him. That was why I said he was selfish, because he wasn't the only one in the race. We had Osibajo, and that was before the primary. We had Osibajo, we had Shoemi, we had others during that time. And that was why I said he was selfish. So, and on this time around, when he had this new outburst against Buhari's scarcity of the new note and the petroleum, I said he's doing the right thing, punching the head of his government, his president, the central bank governor for not implementing this new policy right. So I'm not contradicting myself. My position is very clear. When Tinubu did at any time that I think is right, I will say is right. When it's wrong, I will say it's wrong. So, and the same thing I've done with your candidate. When your candidate is wrong, Peter Obi, I will say, yes, this guy is wrong. And when it's right, I will say it's right. So I never contradict myself. I just want you to get it clear. So don't mix it up. The first outburst, Emilokon, I regarded it as selfish because he wasn't the only one in the race from Yoruba land. And this second one is very clear, for standing up against his own president, for standing up, speaking. Speaking in the interest of the people.
Of the people. You never. That's what I'm saying. In the first time you said it, I mean, I'm See, I'm very sure I don't forget things. It's very hard for me to forget things. But if you insist that you said he was saying it for the people that
I'm
day,
talking about this
it's
second
fine.
one. This second one. This
Yeah,
is
that's what I'm saying. If you
yeah.
insist that you said that he was talking about the people that day he made that statement and we talked about it here, it's fine. I will not argue with you and
Yeah.
you're correct. Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So just to make that clear. So to one man, look, in that video I watched, I don't see him. I don't see any indication that Buhari is not is call for people to support Buhari, as you described it, was not genuine. Comparing it to the way you call for the Nasarawa government, call for people to vote for Nasarawa governor. I think you are reading too much negativity to this Buhari. But at the same time, we can say that Buhari is not putting too much weight behind Ashiwaju the way he's expected to do as a leader of the party. By now, we should have seen him mobilizing everything within the party, talking about all
Do you
the.
think that Tinubu has to defeat Buhari to get the presidency? Do you think he has to defeat Buhari?
Well, already Tinubu is fighting him. His Tinubu position on the recent policy on new note and not let me say the policy on the way the policy is being managed and the scarcity of fuel. I think he has made his position clear that look, I am not part of you in this arrangement, and Nigerian people are going through suffering. I'm not part of this. So Tinubu have already, show this dissatisfaction to the way this policy is managed, and that's enough. And with the backing of what do you call it, the leader of the governors from the north, El Rufai, and Ganduje and others show that Tinubu, is not piping low for them. So how is he going to go over it to defeat Buhari? That I don't know. But I see that since he came out strongly against this, the management of this new note and the scarcity of oil, a lot of leaders in the party line up behind him, and which indicate that Buhari is losing ground and Tinubu is winning the narrative, and it's working good for him within the party. And we've seen the president, urgently extended that the date of exchange for the new note. The central bank spoken for
Yeah,
the
come and shower.
extension, and you've seen a lot of power that be condemning the way this thing is managed. So Tinubu is already winning, and you have seen the president joining him in the campaign now to Nasarawa, I think to Castina as well. So, but Buhari need to do more. It need to do more. Buhari need to mobilize all the leadership of the party that are in the government behind Tinubu to really show that he's in full support of this guy to win the election, because him as the president and as and equally the leader of the party should show that leadership by his body language, by his action, and by his word. Because when he doesn't show that, he put his subordinate and the followership in disarray. He put them in a position of uncertainty. They don't know what to do. So, and that is not good. So he should do more in putting his weight behind this, because you see, those I'm referring to as the subordinate are the cabal around him in the presidency, and those in his ministers and the rest. Why the followership? The followership meaning is traditional voters in the north. What signal is he sending to them when he's not mobilizing every effort into this behind Tinubu? It is not signaling to them where he stands. It is not signaling his full support of Tinubu, and that is not good. For that could jeopardize the Tinubu chances of winning this election, because he have huge, his support base, his admirers, the people that sees him at their religion, that have been voting for him consistently at every election cycle since 2004. What is it indicating to them? That is the problem. So Buhari need to stand up more and show that leadership and full weight by his body language, and it need to follow this guy. The election is about 2 weeks, 2 weeks from now, or maybe 3 weeks from. It should be participating. They should see him so that his support base can really know where he stands and can stand with him and go to the election with this. So Buhari need to do more. So, but on the video you show, I don't see anything that indicate that is. I mean, I don't see anything that show an indication that the way you are describing it. No, I don't see it, one man. But he should do more. He should do more. He should do more. It needs to be involved practically now, so to show signal to his follower and even to the opposition that, look, this is where I am, and I will do everything for him to succeed me. So that it shouldn't leave Tinubu and his campaign team in limbo, or in it should not leave them to do this job alone. It's not good. It should show commitment the way Tinubu did for him 2 times, that for his 2 times of office, Tinubu committed so much in terms of support financially, and every other support for him to win election twice. He should reciprocate, and him reciprocating will indicate to the leadership of the party and to Yoruba people and to Southerners that are admirers of Tinubu, as supporters of Tinubu, that yes, this Fulani can really keep their word when they enter into agreement on power rotation and this thing. It should show a good image of who they are as Fulani people, and not rubbish the image of Fulani as if they are people that cannot really keep to their word when they reach agreement to people. So it should do better.
Oh, all right. Thank you, Adale Koko. So thank you, Adale Koko. So let's take the conversation on to Des, who hopefully is now with us. So Des, I know it takes a slow wind up to get you going, So are you going now? Have you put the batteries in? Is the battery? So
I'm here, one man.
to you then. Yes, I did come to you earlier. That's why I was winding you up. But in spite of how elegantly and convincingly Ajale Koko presents it, there is still a lot to suggest that Buhari does not want this guy, and you see a lot of it in the body language. But is this conspiracy theory running wild, as Ajale Koko is suggesting? Des, your comments.
Yeah, one man, I think you're totally right, because him coming out, for me, it's just to show face. You don't necessarily force a guy, because I see it like that he's being forced out to do something he doesn't want to do, and him doing it, like, I mean, we obviously know he's been forced by the governors. Is he doing it with his whole mind? Like you said, full chest. That's absolutely no. He's not doing it with his full chest, because he doesn't support this guy. I mean, he doesn't want him. He doesn't want him to succeed him. So let's not right away with the and start saying he's endorsed him. He's already endorsed him before now, the first campaign. So what's this whole 360 again about endorsement? So them forcing him to do what he doesn't want to do doesn't change his heart. But the main problem, I don't think Buhari is Tinubu's main problem. If I'm trying to face what's on the ground, Buhari needs to know what he's gonna say to the people to face the issues on ground, because like it or not, APC has failed woefully. And what are the people that are voting, what are they going to be voting based on? That's one truth that we have to look at. What are they going to be voting based on? Based on Nigeria being the poverty capital of the world? Are they gonna be voting for the millions of IDP displaced? Are they gonna be voting for 8 months Nigeria being on strike? What are they exactly gonna be voting for? Is it the inflation that is more than 23%? I mean, you're not looking at the real issues. Nigerians are just tired. Is it the kidnappings, or is it the Lekki shooting, the shooting in Lekki toll gate? There are so many bad negative things that people have seen and like, no, I'm not gonna vote for. It's not about Buhari. 53,000 people killed under the APC regime. So the fuel, the recent fuel scarcity, is it the naira scarcity? Is it the 133 million people in poverty? I mean, there's so many countless negative things that people are just tired. So if Buhari thinking that is all about him trying to gather all the whole oligarch to support him, honest truth be told, he's not gonna win him the election. Whether he wants comes Buhari to get to his side, or tells the whole governors in the whole Nigeria to get to his side, the final decisions falls down to the people. The people in North are tired. The people in South are tired. That's why that poll it came, and you guys are doubting it. I'm like, man, if I'm in Nigeria, I wouldn't even doubt
No,
that
don't
poll.
reference that poll. Oh, that poll was rubbish. But
It was, but
that Lagos State, Ekiti State, or your state, Tinubu, Peter Obi wins by a landslide. But I
It
carry
it
on.
was, but I'm just saying that, I mean, people are tired, one man. I mean, I don't see any reason anybody in his rightful sense, to be honest, that would look at all these failures and be like, oh yeah, I think I want to continue with this failure. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Whether they like it or not, whether he Buhari comes up and start vigorously campaigning for him everywhere, it doesn't change what is on the ground, except the 53,000 people you're gonna raise them from death, or the people that have been kidnapped. You magically rewind the clock backwards and redo what the mess you've already done. unless you could do that, I'm not seeing a win for APC, one man. I do not see it. If it happens, God help us all. And if it happens, it's obviously a rigged election. But I'm not seeing it because what this is what brought about.
Sorry, Des. If it happens, it's not a case of God help us all, and it's certainly not a case of rigged elections. Because even from your interactions on this space, you know that a lot of people do not object to an APC government, and they even think it's the best thing for the country. So you cannot say that it's a
Woman,
election.
who is saying that except in this space? Mostly is Yorubas. Mostly
Well, who is saying
is
Peter
the
Obi should be president?
we have people in the whole Nigerian
You
demography
must be.
saying it.
Let's not
All
do that.
Nigerian
Let's not
demography
do that
saying
again.
it. But anyway,
Anyway, yeah,
let's
yeah,
move
carry on.
apart from there.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm just saying, if you go to Nigeria right now, if you have been in Nigeria for a long time, that's the problem I had with the statement you were making yesterday. I mean, I'll say being trying to support like the whole preaching. I was preaching yesterday, and people were like, "I'm not." That preach wasn't a political whatever. I'm not even seeing it as a political sphere. It wasn't about politics or whatever. It's about
People.
human. No, no, no. It's not about P2B. One man. If like you were saying all this, it was just a scrap gun or that they were using drugs. What is a crime? If you those things are illegal, they are crimes. I makes you a criminal. So let's not start separating. Yeah.
Let us make something clear to you. What we are saying is that the military doesn't have the constitutional
Right.
responsibility to take over the job of the police.
Okay,
Especially petty
listen.
crimes. Petty crimes.
Listen.
Yes,
I understand all
hold
that.
on
The
now,
military
hold
don't
on.
chase after petty crimes like
Yes,
vagrants and people smoking igbo, and
yes.
I understand all that, Ajali
So,
Coco.
but
Yes, yes, there.
you are
No, no, no.
justifying
I'm
the
not
military.
justifying the military. Understand me. I
Yeah,
said why it is wrong for the military to do that. It is still wrong for people to commit crime, and you're still justifying the
that's
crime.
not what we are saying.
No.
Hold on, right there. Justification of crime. I mean, there's nothing you can show there's nothing to prove that those people have committed
Okay.
crime.
Well, Ajali Coco. Listen, there is. You
just
said
to
there's nothing.
hold on, Des
hold
now,
on,
hold on. Just
hold on,
Okay.
hold on.
Ajale Koko, just to add, when the
Mm,
military, and we still have the clip, by the way, when they picked them up, the officer was telling the media that they will profile them, and the ones that they found wanting, they will take them to the appropriate authorities, either the drug enforcement or the police. So if they say they are going to profile them, that is to say that they've not found any guilt in anyone. They've just swept up a bunch of people, and then they will determine then who has a crime to face or not. So that's not
Okay.
anything. Do you see?
Yes,
It's an
I
abuse of
understand
power.
that.
Yeah.
I understand the whole notion, not guilty
So
until
Des. So look, when you see this military, even the police, when they are doing the wrong thing, and we don't speak up against it, one day what they are doing wrong might happen to one of us, and I'll
yes, that
regret
is
it.
the
So
problem that I have yesterday. Listen, Ajaliko, you just
hold on,
made my point.
let me finish now. Those people that were raided under the bridge, I would say most of them are homeless people.
But Ajali
So
Coco, the problem
yeah,
I have that you do not know that, right? Nobody knows any fact but what is on the news. And on the news, we saw that a bunch of men were arrested and they had
mhm.
charms, they had cocaines, they had weed, that they had a gun. And they had some, some little scissors I saw there and some hammers. So, what are crimes? Crimes, if you can't just, crimes when you have a cocaine is a crime against the law. When you have a gun, it's a crime against the law. Illegal possession of firearm is a crime. So whether you want to condemn the
Don't make us
army,
play the clip again. It's not worth it. Your argument
no.
is not tenable.
Listen,
Yeah.
whether you want to condemn the army, you have to condemn both ways. Yes, the army has, anyway, they have a right to be
Well,
there
no.
because
Just to bring you to where people are, Des, what people were talking about is not anything other than what happened was a political move. So nobody is endorsing crime. Nobody is saying drug use is okay or not okay. Nobody cares about all that. A lot of people don't actually object to weed smoking. A lot of people do that. Some people, but what people are saying essentially was that was what we saw was a political move.
I know that, one man. I know it was a political move, but let's get
Yeah, then
aside
there's
from
no
the
argument now
politics.
because nobody is saying crime is
No.
okay now.
You.
Who said
That's what
crime
you
was okay?
said. You said yesterday you were making cases for criminals. That's what my problem was. You are making cases for crime, saying that is it just this kind of gun that is nothing, or is it just this? It can't do such in a public space. Let me tell you, if this scrap of gun you can see can be used to kill someone. I mean, someone
Doubt
that
that
make
very
this
much. That gun
insensitive.
cannot kill anybody. I can
That's
show
a
it
lie,
again.
one man.
I can show
I've
it again.
been robbed. I've
Same
been
gun.
robbed more than one man. I've been robbed more than probably anybody in this platform.
Oh, I don't know that.
I don't know. I'm just saying probably. I've been robbed so many times in my life that I'm surprised I'm even alive. So when you make cases for a gun, that means you probably haven't had someone that a criminal shot the person, someone close to you, like God forbid, your brother or something. Haven't had someone that they use the scrap gun to shoot and the person dies, or haven't been robbed. Something bad hasn't happened to you. So when you make cases for them, I'm starting to imagine what kind of, it doesn't add up, one man. When something is wrong,
all right.
go both ways.
Okay. Let's just leave it as a miscommunication because I don't think anybody endorse crime because I know nobody on this platform will endorse a crime. But what people were looking to really establish was that it's a political move. But Gideon joins us and she joins us often, but we never really get to hear from her. So let's see if we are able to hear from her today because either she drops from network or she drops from waiting. But now we have so Gideon, are you there?
I be man, I not be woman.
You are a man?
Yes.
With a voice like that, are you sure?
Yes, so I be man, I not be
Who told you
woman.
that? Who told you are a man? Who told you that? When did you become a man?
I be,
Which kind man
obedience
be
now
this,
there's
oh?
on our boy here, not them be now.
You be
Because
Peter
they see
Obi
what
or
tomorrow
wedding.
now they'll start to dey
Which
cry
kind
say
man be this,
because
oh?
of them, now they
Who told you
bring
are
those
a
soldiers
man?
come Lagos.
When
Now
did you
wetin dem go
become
dey
a
cry
man?
put o. Now they say that because of Tinubu they bring that soldier come Lagos now. But election day they will talk say now because of them now because of obedience now make them bring that soldier come Lagos. If una no know more know now because of una because they know say now weapon now they carry waka. Na bad thing because they know say na bad as na they cry for internet everywhere. Now wetin na wan do, na wan cause problem for Lagos. Na not the like better place, better thing.
But hold on,
Na
Gideon. We don't see your face before now.
Not be me, not be na my mama be that one.
Your mama.
Yes, so
Your mama na 23-year-old girl because the person we saw was a
my mama be that
22-year-old.
too. No, my mommy be that,
Your mommy.
Yes,
Okay. All right, carry on. No, Gideon insists that he's a man. No, so let's
na
carry
my
on.
mommy.
Oh yeah,
That's
carry
my
on.
mommy. Okay.
All right,
Now
carry
so
on.
all this obedience, me una use una head though because na because of una na we bring that soldier come Lagos if una not know. I hear they tell you the truth now.
Sorry.
How you
Because
take
you know say
reach?
answers people na be obedient.
Hold on, no. How you take reach say na because of the obedience? No be
Now
the
because of them, they know say all those boys they
Hold on now, no be the Tinubu thugs the army they go come out for road.
na lie. Now obedient people, they want cause problem for Lagos, they want spoil Lagos. Now because of them.
One
You
man.
know say they don't
Sorry.
like better thing.
Now you talk that one, no? Eh?
I just want to chip something in with what the Gideon said.
Answers, you know,
To
yeah,
me,
because
you see,
answers start. You know, so say now better place they go to destroy for Lagos. Now they don't they bring people come inside Lagos from different places that they bring people come. Now obedient people not there. Now that they arrest, so if they don't know, make they know now. Election day now they do.
All right, let somebody put a question to you, Gideon.
Not even a question. I just want to back what he said. In my own view, I think she's right because
he or she, which one be say he said?
I don't know.
One man, ọ̀rọ̀ ti gbẹ̀yìn yọ o.
He's a man. No, this is what he's telling us.
Okay, let's assume she's a man. Okay,
right. He's a man.
So what I think in my own thought is that because I'm sorry to say this, I heard from some people, a little bit of it might be reliable, that a lot of people are coming from the southeast during the registration. They came from the southeast rather. They have already burnt their PVC in the east, and majority of them had to come to Lagos to come and register with the help of politicians. They just ship them in to register. But unfortunately for most of them, when they got to wherever they registered in Lagos the second time, they were unable to get their PVC. Right? Then some of them, like we heard, they wanted to stay in Lagos till election day. They said some of them wanted to cause trouble. Some of them didn't want to go back to the east because some of them, they see Lagos as a better place for them to live. But when they were coming, majority of them, or let me say quite a few number of them, don't have a place to stay. So they resorted in sleeping with the other guys. But me, I don't condemn what the military did. It's a very good thing because for somebody to have all these things that they saw from them, you don't need like AK-47 to rob or to do like kind of robbery. Even with that little gun, everybody will be on their knee and they will ask them to face down, they will face down with that little shotgun, except somebody that have a very vast experience with guns.
So you are insisting that the people that they are sweeping up are the obedience,
I'm not. It's not 100%.
Imported from the east to come and cause trouble in Lagos.
Some of them. I'm not. I mean, I can say like some of them.
Not be evil. It's everywhere that they come.
Not all of them. And sorry, I want to quickly make another point with what Des said the other time.
No, sorry. Let Gideon land because he comes on often and we don't get to hear from him. So
sorry. Let him go.
Yeah, Gideon, back to you.
Because if that's what they talk for that place, I just they look and say this one not know what they grant. For my own community,
you don't know anything with the
for my those state now for come. People will be obedient now. Even say many, I don't even preach for many. They don't be Tinubu now, so they talk. But they make math for them. Don't worry, that they will clear for now.
They go yeah when.
Well,
they go yeah when.
Yeah. Oh, they clear on for one place. Tinubu they clear on for one place. Now so that they go cry. Una go cry ringy now. Una go cry. And nobody go listen to una. Go mark what I tell you.
No, so how Lagos Lagos you there, Abi?
I there Benin.
Oh, okay. Now people they talk say Peter Obi go take a do. How you think that?
You know what it is that many people, even my sister, you know, get PVC, they cry. Hey, obedient, they say obedient, Obi. Oh, they shout Obi. People when they shout Obi, they not many of them not get PVC, they not get. And people when you get for inside with the evil accent.
But wait first, Gideon. Whether they no get PVC or then get PVC, people where they shout now, waiting then they shout pass. Now be then they shout pass, or I mean
for
where you day, waiting
people they shout Obi for where I day. People where they shout Obi now they don't be batified, they don't be Obi again now. Formerly they be obedient, but now we don't take them back to batify. You understand?
How they can't change? How what you not do? We can't change them quick
I they
to
talk to them
35.
now. I go carry the seed that they preach. And they preach the gospel of 35 for them. They convert. And they convert many.
Abi now they give them money. Abi now money now take the
But lie, I know.
Abi now they give shishi to them.
I never even see government money because of the good work with that man do for Lagos. Now I say they preach for them. Now I say they win them. They also they don't know. They tell them lie. They tell them lie. They don't know.
Which type of Benin you for come?
From I did this thing. One there I for come.
No, I know. I said which place for one there? Where is that? No, where you they stay for Benin?
I do our.
Oh, you there? Okay.
You sure say you not be an enigmatic wife?
I be man, I not be boy. I not be woman. Some people they I not be woman. You understand? I know that nobody don't give me money. Now I they use my own money to they preach because I don't hear lie. Me I even say I don't go this way.
How you go use your money?
For my own as for my own community, I get 1,000 people go vote for 35. They win for 35 every day. No day where I know they win so for.
Okay.
Yeah, I carry her like a gala. I they sell her like gala.
But Gideon, wait first. We know say you be batified, but may you comot that batify cap for head for 1 minute and make you just look at those states where you sabi where. If you they talk honest for inside your heart, who go carry that space, Edo? Because we know say Obi get ground though. Obi get ground for Edo.
We know. Obi they get ground better now. This time, Obi people they go. Obaseki they pass on with the pass on. You understand? This time, if Obi not take time, Edo, if he get, you not going to even get 25% for Edo. If you not take time, not be lie.
Okay.
Now they make mess for internet. Man, not go work.
Gideon, you know say bet they grand between our desk here, our own desk here, and an enigmatic one of our brothers. So enigmatic come out money say Obi no fit take Edo State, and desk come out money say Obi go take Edo State. They can't put 1,000 naira for ground. We don't collect the money from their hand, though, so nobody say they fit run. Who go carry that money? Who go take? Who go win that money?
For me, but if I go win Edo, for me, but if I go win Edo, for me, because we they work hard.
But Obaseki get grand now governor now PDP. How we not going to defeat na governor?
Let me tell you, Obaseki it gets side where Obaseki for get power. You understand? It gets side. Obaseki boys now come to Obi now. You understand? Obaseki boys now be obedient before, but now and so people will never vote before. Because they say if we they'll just like people when me they preach to, they'll tell me say they say the man they sick, the man they do like this, the man don't do like this. I'll come show them. Say first way they sick, now it be this one be. They'll confused. They tell me say like what they don't like for this man. They tell us say Mona look Lagos. Which state for Nigeria will be like Lagos? When I don't want Mona those state be like Lagos. When I say the time when they shout say don't know be Lagos.
But I don't reject her. Hold on now. I don't reject her now. Nobody not say I don't know be Lagos. I mean I carry
no, I not join them for that one. Me they don't want to preach to them. They go still come get say the eye open. They will say our house they say no be so na chat for Obaseki na do na God. Today now una they cry. They'll say na true to una don't test to be before. They'll say no. In Brown Lagos, which one you go? They'll say Lagos. From there, we did not have to they forgot them now. Nothing like what that they talk for you.
So the thing where you they talk be say now those obedient they lie for people well say
they lie for people.
So now lie that they take they carry people they go.
Yes, so
carry me they go. Carry me they go with your lie. Carry me they go. So now so that they do.
Which one you again now?
Gideon, your mouth sweetie. Your mouth sweetie. Wait, make one man do this program. Make
carry me they go. Now lie. Carry me they so now lie that they lie for people.
Now lie you.
Hey.
They use lie finish they be use lie take key 35 do one lie. Before me, I even say I want enter this they see they look ground. As I see lie, I jump enter.
But hold on. I see they say you they work for Batify now.
Yeah, so
You only you know if you do the work now. I mean, una go plenty for ground where they do this job. Now they
see,
work for
I tell
APC.
you,
Now APC member you be. Now APC member you be.
I don't be APC member. I never work for APC before. As the spoil Batify, now I go back to this thing, go look in history. I look and say that man, he really water. Now I start job enter. Not be waiting that they talk.
So how many of them they do this job?
So not be APC you they follow self now just Tinubu.
Now the Batify me they now I dey Batify I dey back.
Now because the obedience they kasala and
they push me enter. Now they push me.
All the hand they shake it don't they reach
because
but one man, you know we'll be saying this thing that these people they never believe that there's anything called sympathy.
This is what we're saying now. It's counter.
No, they never believe that there's anything called sympathy.
They push me every day. I go to pity this man. What you if this man is my papa? I go free. I dey pity him. Say this thing where they do this man too much. I think we be not where they're supposed to they fight. They don't fight. They can't fight person will be your own brother. No.
Gideon, how many you are there for a group? How many?
Me, ask me there now. I for my own place. I not there any group. I they work on that. I'm not there any APC. I'm not there any of that.
No, for your how you one can do carry the whole work for your head, go the whole place.
Yeah, ask me they work obedient way that they can do their own work. Who they pay? Nobody they pay them. Now the same thing they do for Batify.
You know,
you understand? Actually, they win.
Let me say something, Gideon. You see, this example that you're giving us now is what I was trying to highlight in an earlier session. That this fight that Tinubu, where they follow the government fight on top of petrol and naira. The thing be say if it turn and say make people they take the eye where you they take look and they look and say this guy now they want do am bad. Okay, myself I go come back. If he gets sympathy vote, I think get yours.
I say he get one some people when me don't even win to Batify. All those ones that they walk, they see they carry their mama, their people, all of them, they see they go. He still get one today, now he go Uromi. He wants to go preach the word of Batify for people for Uromi.
So he's from Aduwa go Uromi.
That's where me win. Yeah?
They from Bidi go Uromi.
Yes.
Okay.
That one
they control me. You say what go market for Uromi? Evil sticker where would this for where this plaster for phone? We get them now with the do one. We go the with the cotton. Tell the win so for Batify. Not because of me, because of the children, our children.
But you know you have to be careful, Gideon. Not be just say if the obedience if they corner you easy.
They not fit corner me. They not fit. They not be my God. They not be my God because me before I do something they pray. God don't show me. But if this fight where they fight so now real fight this man go fight and go win this election and obedient they go cry that very day. I don't already see that thing.
Wait. Gideon, it be like say I don't catch you for the thing where you just talk now. Now they cry where you want to see obedience cry. Now they use you, they go. No be say you want now they cry you, they really change, abi?
Because they don't do push you, they don't do push me. Even one girl where I talked to today, he tell me say, sister, I know.
Don't worry now. He tell you say sister, we don't say you be sister now. Carry on, yeah.
He tell me say sister. This day I don't want anybody to say I obedient to say I be woman. We have been there, so we be mama. We go back that the key for back. As I tell you, but if I will back her, I back her for my back, That man not go for. I dey tell you the truth. You not go for. You go win this election.
You don't say Abi. The gods
For
they don't
life
say
and
you.
life.
Yes.
You don't
I
say for
swear for
vision.
God.
Which church did they
If you
go?
say na
Apostle
life for the
Suleiman.
25, Mona call life for the 26, may you still call life for one man. You go, you say that's why I talk. But if I go win this election, overwhelming.
Overwhelmingly. But what about articulate now? No be say articulate
Atiku
now.
not go win this election. Atiku not go win the election. This election, but if I don't already win now. Not be saying I'm out, you don't win now.
All right, so now you talk Amo. But
I don't tell you.
all right.
They sing that thing. Baba will know where make they sing and they go. Now that one.
Yes, now. No be from na side the song come out. Now you're
people when you see conductor when not get work. Now then we know them. Make them go stay in one place. All of them don't they come to batify and articulate now.
Gideon, make I ask you this question. So, as you don't do this work now, so now be say you don't conclude for your mind say till the election day, you not go stop to do this work, Abi?
No. Every day I go out to. If people be like person where they preach the word of God.
Okay, make I ask you another question. So this platform where you can't join, so you don't tell where you don't watch this platform. I mean, now today you discover this platform.
They come here. They come here. Not be today. They come this platform every time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think
unless
one
I
man
stay
mentioned
back.
so. Yeah,
I stay back.
You dey stay
if
back.
I stay back, they insult. They talk to even with the time where I will come. They cause batify. If I go this side batify, they design the man. Who be even that time? I don't even know Tinubu. I don't know her for my life. I never know her. Now they push me go find research, go look this man, go find this man.
So you know get which since you say every day you go there, you they go evangelize for Batify. You know get job, you know get your own job.
I be businesswoman. Oh, I they do my business. No one not stop my business.
So we can business they do.
My business.
No, we dey concern you now.
Let me interrogate her now.
Which kind of question be that?
Tell you, my brother.
Let me interrogate her now.
Which kind of question be that?
Why did they interrogate her?
Of course, why won't I?
The obedience don't start.
Yes, now make I interrogate her now.
Where they do the work, where they go the work, where they go they talk life for people. They know they work. That
No,
they work.
so you're a businesswoman. You leave your business, so you know you get shop, ba.
I get
You want track under? You want track under?
No, woman. I go.
They look for girlfriend.
No, you true.
Look for girlfriend. What no guy today?
Look at this guy.
Hello, woman.
Yes.
I think she has asked a very important question, and the other guy that was asking which work she's doing has never answered her. So I believe if you can answer that question, that will be fine.
What's the question? The question? Remind us.
She said those obedient where they go lie to people, which work then they don't get work.
Mm-hmm. Not true.
They get work now. They get work.
Okay.
Really?
That means she get work, so everything is fine then.
I think say this woman now obedient. She want you start wind us up. Then later day she will say she be.
Nobody go push me go be obedient.
Yeah.
Which work? No, I'm not trying.
All right.
So you know one jackpot.
If Tinubu there, I know say my children go better for that Nigeria. Everything go there well for us. We go see the money. Money go there.
It go turn Edo into Lagos.
That time even self. If it be like Lagos, we no go they come up for Nigeria again.
It go be like London. It go be like London.
Yeah, so I don't be like Lagos. We not go they suffer. Money
people
will
they suffer.
So people they come up for Edo, but they work for Lagos. They will still come give us money for Edo.
All right, Gideon, make I ask you one last question. Then we go hear from Moshood before we work out. How will they see Obaseki for Edo? So, what did the people they say?
Not be all bad people carry Obaseki con. Now bad people carry Obaseki con. The way they push Obi they come for them. So now so they still push Obaseki con. Obaseki don't fail. Now that one don't fail. Now everybody had don't open.
So now don't rate time at all. You know do better.
Obaseki made that one go stay one place.
Man, what you make you they push Tinubu? Just give me like 4 reasons.
Tinubu na grandpa.
Grandpa.
He
That
know
#1.
what today. Yes, so now because now grandpapa, the one that take the designer, now push me go meet Tinubu. You hear me? Now because even you there, the way you take the talk for here, if as you be now you get papa, person no fit dey for your president. No. Una too dey do not good.
Sorry, can I help her a little bit for that
No,
person that
now she
asked
they
that
push
question?
Tinubu now.
I think she's done well by herself.
Yes,
Yeah, she did well. She did well.
Come in, Moshood, and then after you, we'll wrap it up. Yeah, come in, Moshood. So,
Okay.
Respond to Gideon if you want, and then give us your your commentaries, and then we'll wrap it up.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, one man, for the opportunity. So, I would first talk about the question that the guy asked about why someone is supporting Tinubu, and I would love the obedient to tell us the reason they are supporting Obi as well. But I'll tell you.
We already know right now it's from the southeast that they are supporting
majority of the problems that we have in Nigeria today, Tinubu had tried to solve all of them when he was a governor. I'll start from electricity, because I know if Nigeria have a constant electricity today, many things will go right. Even the security they're talking about will be solved, because I believe if there's constant electricity, me myself, I can have a camera in my house, and you can have if you have camera in your house, and some other
So Tinubu
government
fix
might do their own as well. He tried to listen to me. He tried to fix it, but the federal government led by Obasanjo and Atiku was the one that stopped it. So if you don't know about Aaron project, you can go and read about it. And I have a video when he was talking about how many megawatts they're going to be generating, and they will be selling to some other states as well.
Send if you haven't, send it to my Instagram handle.
I'm sorry, from my small knowledge.
Is it something I can send to you right now?
Yes, send it to my
sorry, I'm not on Instagram, but I can share it with you on Facebook, on Messenger.
Oh, okay, go on.
I'll just send you the link right now. You will see it.
Oh, okay, carry on with your narrative.
Okay. So he said he was going to fix that and the project was supposed to take 2 years when they were signing the MOU, Memorandum of Understanding with the Americans that came for it. Then, if he had solved that, I believe some states would have supported the same concept and have started their own, or even have completed their own. So the issue of electricity would have been something of the past in Nigeria. Secondly, when we're talking about bringing government to people, the local governments are the one that do most of the work. Like, if you want people to benefit the dividend of democracy, it has to start from the local government, because they are the closest to the people. That was why Tinubu created those LCDAs. And he instructed each local government in Lagos State to build one basic health center. So that helps people that want to deliver. And I heard some of those local governments even built a very big hospital. So that is in terms of health. And Tinubu helped when he was a governor. He was the one that started, I don't know if you heard about Jiggy, I think Jiggy Tinubu or something, like free eye surgery, because they discovered that most of these they started with the drivers in Lagos, the commercial bus drivers, because they know some of them, they were just driving. They didn't have this proper precaution some of them even had all these eye problems. And they are risking life of people, taking them up and down. So that was when he started doing free eye surgery for them. And he gave those people that needed glass, he gave them. That was another one. In terms of youth employment, I don't know if you guys saw one rally they just did a couple of weeks ago or last week when all this Lama, they said they are in solidarity rally for Tinubu. There are hundreds of thousands of them. Now imagine if he didn't start Lama, he didn't start all those other agencies, what do you think those guys will be doing? Which kind of work do you think they'll be doing? And again, people were complaining about this Agbero thing as well. I always tell them that, well, if they know what security means, they would never condemn those people, what Tinubu did for them. Because the people that the question I usually ask them is, will you prefer to have Boko Haram in your state, or you prefer to have these Agbero that are doing their work? Some of them are even helping others. They are creating jobs. But the response that we hear is no, they don't want Boko Haram. I'm like, okay, what do you think? Why do you think they have Boko Haram in the first instance? These are the people that don't have anything to do. The same thing in Lagos before Tinubu was a governor. Those people are dreaded because they didn't have any job. They're just sleeping around, just like those one they packed. They didn't have jobs. They were the one that they usually go to rob. They kill people. They snatch these things from you. But when Tinubu came on board, he found a way to get them engaged. And now I tell people, this Agbero that you're talking about, they don't have any direct impact on private. They might have a little bit in terms of maybe how much they are taking they are carrying the bus or whatever. But I don't see any direct impact they have on citizens. Like if you have your own car, you are driving, they will not come and tell you to bring money. They tax people that are in the same association with them. And to be surprised, to my greatest surprise, majority of these buses and taxis that they are collecting money from is being owned by the members, by themselves. But it's better for them to have that kind of work than for them to be jobless and be causing trouble in the country. So there are so many other things that I can talk about Tinubu. You don't want to talk about the the Econet investment, the Eco Atlantic, the Lekki Free Trade Zone, the Lekki axis that he opened up, and the BRT, the Blue Line and the Red Line. So those are the things that when we have in a country, right? If every other state can do the same, Nigeria will not be the same, and there's going to be a lot of youth employment.
Okay.
Yeah, they will tell you that Lagos was a federal capital.
Let
that a
me
lot of
no
federal
no.
government money
I
was
like
spent
I
on.
It
like how
was
he
the federal
narrated it.
capital.
I
It
like how
was.
he narrated it, but I didn't interrupt you, and you told me to tell you what Obi did, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Let's go to management of fund.
Okay.
Obi is the first governor ever that started what we call sub-sovereign welfare. First governor, and after his tenure, he saved $500 million of investments. That's before when he left. That's what he kept, and also $156 million of dominated bonds. That's under funds, management of funds, right?
Mm-hmm.
And after he left, the DMO, the Nigerian Debt Management Office, rated Anambra as the least indebted state in Nigeria. Let's go to foreign investments. Just note that before he came, Anambra was blacklisted in people that can attract foreign investment. He I would say
We are losing you there.
ambassadors, high
We are
Well,
losing.
commissioners
the
of.
signal strength is not good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, we
better
can hear
now.
you now.
Am I clear?
Carry on.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
So foreign investment, like I said, Anambra State was under like a blacklist of people that, because of the insecurity in Anambra then, they can't attract any foreign investment. But when he was in tenure, he managed to attract many foreign investors of so many countries, namely, I would say United States, British, Russia, European Union, South America, Belgium, the list goes on and on. Under education, we all know what Obi did.
So what
He's
was the
been
investment? You never
What was
mentioned
it?
any
Yes,
company.
I
You
was going
just
to
said
ask. You didn't tell us the investment that the British, the Russian brought.
the investment. So
yes.
Obi
What's
personally
the name
embarked
of the
on
companies or
the name of the companies. You have to go online. I'll just name a few.
Okay.
Um, Partnership with UNICEF, UNDP, World Bank,
UNICEF?
and
Sorry.
this is
This is,
just but a few.
UNICEF.
do you know what UNICEF is?
The
No, sorry.
European.
Are you saying Obi invested in UNICEF? Is that what?
UNICEF?
No. This is the
A
people
partner
he
with UNICEF,
attracted. Yes, he did. People he
a charity
attracted to
company.
Anambra.
Hmm.
UNICEF is United Nations. Come
Every
on.
state partners with UNICEF now. What's
That's
No,
not even like
like I said, I'm not being interrupted. All the times I didn't interrupt
no,
the
but every
Tinubu guy.
state partners with
No, I didn't
UNICEF,
interrupt the Tinubu guy.
UNESCO.
Let's not be let me
Yeah,
not be
but
interrupted.
you could have interrupted.
Can you
You
let
could
me
have interrupted.
finish?
Okay, carry
see
on.
if I've said
No. I
something
don't
that you
want to
think is a lie.
interrupt him because
All right.
no.
All right.
I
No,
don't
no.
want to
Carry
interrupt
on.
him.
Carry on. Obi invested in
Yeah,
UNICEF, UNESCO. Carry on.
yeah.
You didn't say
I
investor,
didn't
you
say
say
invested,
partners. You say
partnered.
partner.
So let's get it
Okay, to
clear.
do
Development
what?
So anyway,
partnership.
let's go to education. We all know how Obi took educational system of Anambra from the position of is it 24th to the position of first of Waika Neko, doing his I think the third year or fourth year of his tenure. He did that. He provided missionary school and actually I would say he engaged and basically did all the secondary most of them, built so many classes. The sports, he built so many sports centers for those schools, and so many other things that I can't just keep naming because we won't have enough time. And also, we know how he bought so many computers, in all the secondary school. And let's go to health. Again, Obi as a smart person, just know that Anambra is not very rich. That's one thing you guys have to know. Then Anambra is not like Lagos. Let's get that fact straight. In health, he partnered with churches and tried to develop the health section in Anambra State, which makes him very smart. And already people that already established, any hospital, he tried to support them, give them millions for them to have better equipment and all that. And also, before he left, Anambra didn't have any health sector that was accredited. Any what's it called? What's it called again?
It's nursing
Any
school.
teaching
Teaching
hospital,
nursing school.
yes,
Yeah.
nursing school that was accredited. So Obi, before he left, about 4 accredited health this thing in Anambra State that was accredited in doing his tenure. Then again, let's go to economy. Um, in economy, right? Let's name Hero because people will be like, let's go to Hero. He he developed or he created what we call the Hero Railway in Onitsha, which provided so many jobs and both internal and external. And like he said, about 60% of Anambrarians are employed in that brewery. All
60%, you said?
Yeah, 60% of Anambrarians
Hmm.
are employed. And we are also talking about Innocent. He was the first person that purchased 1,000 vehicles from Innocent and he paid him upfront and without him, there wouldn't be an innocent. So let's get this fact that Obi has done so much. And when we go to roads, Obi constructed about 800 kilometers of roads in Anambra State. We opened all the rural areas with roads. He built so many bridges, about 26 bridges, and so many other things when it comes to roads. So, and he was one of the best governors that had the best road network from rural to urban areas. He was actually the best, not even one of the best. Let's go to security. Anambra State was basically one of the worst states that, like I said, you can't even, foreign investors can't come in. It was one of the worst states that you could come in to do anything because everybody was just afraid. And before he left office, Anambra was, even the commissioner of police claimed Anambra was one of the safest states during that time. So all these things, and you can see I can go on and on and on and on, and it's a lot to count this man's achievement. And if
Des,
you want to compare it to Lagos, yeah,
Des, can I add in addition, right?
yeah, in
Because
addition, brother.
those days, so many years ago, I didn't know who Peter B was until my friend used to tell me the situation in Anambra State. That was about 10 years ago, right? And he used to tell me that when they catch kidnappers, when they find them guilty, they used to go and Obi used to send people, they would demolish their houses. So all the kidnappers and armed robbers, they left Anambra State and Anambra became calm. My friend used to tell me that many, many years ago, before I knew who Obi was. So Obi, in terms of security, Obi, we make sure Nigeria is secure. We provide the what equipment and essential that the military and also our police force need. And also in terms of education, right? Many years ago, one of the popular preachers from Lagos, he was saying, look, he was, because the school in Lagos, they were run down. The NGOs, they were complaining how the state of schools in Lagos were. Primary school and the state of secondary school and primary school, they were run down. And the man was comparing, and he said, and he used this, he's a Yoruba preacher from the side of where he said, Obi or Anambra long, and that Anambra started doing well with little resources they have. So when you cannot, Anambra is when was Anambra State established? I think that's something years ago. Lagos State has been around since 18 something by the Portuguese.
Okay,
Sorry, just to
Yeah.
sorry.
So you cannot come when people are talking about development and etc.
We've had all your development,
No.
please. Let's just
Let me. I'm just adding. I'm adding. Allow me to speak for 1 minute or two.
He also built the first
you
secretariat
see,
in Anambra State. First
So we
secretariat
know what
in
Obi
Anambra
did,
State.
right?
He
But you cannot
he
compare
started
Anambra with
building
Lagos State
the Odumegu,
because
the Chukwuemeka Odumegu University. He built it from scratch. So I mean,
sorry,
you can.
whoever is talking,
Lagos
please.
has resources. Lagos
You know,
State has resources. Hold on. Lagos State has
this is my
resources.
section. Sorry to cut you off. This is my section.
Yeah, I
I
know.
just
Yeah,
made
but
it
we
But
have
like
to
a
say
I
question.
just want to
something.
quickly comment, please.
I just made it like a question and answer so that I can
Yeah,
hear
but
what you guys going to say and give
I'm
it.
adding to
Like,
that.
because of that, I didn't give all everything that Tinubu did was not what I gave. I just like try to summarize whatever I want. But you guys
Yeah.
have listed. You guys
No,
have
no.
listed. Hold
I
on.
find it
Where's
irony
where's one man?
when I find it irony when people try to compare the smaller state that grew yesterday with Lagos State. Lagos State has been around, right?
No.
Sorry.
Hold on.
Tiger, it's a comparative comparison, though.
Okay.
It's not,
One man. Sorry, I
like,
just want to make this my section good. Like
yes, carry on to land your point, Machine.
just to rebuttal what he said.
Yeah, rebuttal it, then let's hear from Gideon,
Then
and then we'll shut it
okay.
down.
See, the guy that was talking, comparing what Obi did to what Tinubu did. I think most of the things that he said is not even, to me, I don't know, maybe it makes sense to any other person. But I'll tell you, you said Obi saved money in terms of, if you're talking about, fund management. There's no way you can tell me that somebody that is keeping his money in bank is the one that knows how to manage fund, compared to somebody that know how to invest his money so as to generate more fund. Now, if you're talking about Obi keep money, that thing always annoying me. The money that Obi kept, can you compare it to the money that Tinubu kept in the hand of federal government for almost 3.5 years?
Sorry, Tinubu left debt. He didn't keep any money. Sorry.
Hold on, I'll tell you, he didn't leave any debt. You're just saying what you don't know.
He left Lagos State is the most indebted state in Nigeria. Come on, what are you talking about?
Oh, you're talking about all this outside loan. Even Anambra has outside loan, like foreign loan. That's not what we're talking about. When they say a country, I mean, somebody leaves money or somebody is in debt, they're not talking about foreign loan here. Now, I'm telling you that all the allocations that Tinubu ought to have collected, that I didn't collect, it's the same thing as keeping money, because all those funds were released to the Fashola administration, which Fashola used to build all those things that he built. So you can't tell me Obi keeps this money, 500 million, or how much did you say he keeps, compared to allocation for 3 years.
Sorry, can I quickly contribute, please, if it's okay?
So, yeah, you can say something, but not too long, so that I can continue.
You can't tell him what to say.
Just about a minute. Just hold on 1 second, please. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to say. When this argument always come around, it's not like I'm trying to defend one side or the other. I'm just trying to make it clear. So, okay, we need to understand one thing. Obi was a governor during the good times, right? When Nigeria was making a lot of money from crude oil. Nobody ever said this. So every state in Nigeria at the time was having a higher revenue from IGRO, from the federal government, because that was during Goodluck Jonathan administration.
No, you got it right. Obi was governor. Let me just interject. Obi was governor during Obasanjo's time. Please don't say that.
When did Obi leave office? When did Obi leave office?
2010.
2010. So when was Jonathan a president? When was that not from when?
Jonathan? Some of these people, they don't even know.
Obi did not leave office 2010.
He did with Obasanjo. He did with Jonathan. He did with two. Let's get the facts straight.
He did only 1 year. Hold on. He did only 1 year with Obasanjo, because Obasanjo left 2007. Obi started in 2006 when they took Ngige out and replaced him with Obi in 2006. So he only had 1 year with Obasanjo.
All Obi's second term was under Goodluck Jonathan.
No, it's not true. Jonathan came 2011. Come on. When was he elected?
All Obi's second term was under Goodluck Jonathan. True or false?
You are right.
Some part of it, not all.
Okay. Okay, let's put it that way. So, majority of that period, Nigeria was making a lot of money from crude oil. If you remember, that was the time they took Nigeria from as the richest country in Africa. It was not because we did anything special. It was because we were making a lot of money from crude oil sales at the time during Goodluck Jonathan government. A lot of the governor made a lot of money. A lot of money went into state. So give credit to Obi. Say, okay, maybe he managed the resources very well. But you cannot turn around and say Tinubu did not do well when Tinubu was the one that took over from the military. And Tinubu was a governor during the time when the country did not have enough resources. The man have to then be creative to be able to generate revenue. So you cannot just sweep all of that into one side and then you are praising Obi. So if you look at it,
I didn't say Tinubu. Oh my God! Listen, we are making an argument of contrast and compare. You made your statement about Tinubu. I made mine about Obi. You are now having a fight. What are we having a fight for? If you think the statement you made about Tinubu is okay, then let's go.
No. I'm talking to Tiger. Tiger was the one that said that Lagos State was a federal capital and Lagos State have a lot of resources. I'm trying to say no. Lagos State, when Tinubu came in, Lagos did not have that resources.
They do. Do you know? Excuse me. Hold on. Let me tell you. Let me ask you. Right? Do you know how much Lagos State generates from Apapa Wharf? or the wharf? Yeah, do you know how much they
No,
generate
how much
every
was
year?
how
Hold
much was
on,
the
hold on.
government? How much was
Okay,
Lagos state
I
government
think
okay.
getting every
Hold
month?
on.
most
I'll
of
tell
these
you.
obedience, you don't know how
Hold
generation
on. No, they do.
works.
It's there. It's there. It's on the record. Lagos State generates 1 trillion from the port fees, custom duties, right? Lagos State
This
gets
guy,
600
you're
hold
smoking a
on.
Awolowo leaf, man.
No. Lagos State gets
Hold on,
hold
Tiger.
on, let me come.
Sorry.
600, yes.
No, the port is a federal
It's a
space.
federal
This is
It's
government
a joint.
project.
Yeah,
why
Lagos
am I
State
I'm
arguing
gets
with
telling
you?
this
You don't
guy.
even know what the sport is all about.
no. Lagos State gets hold on. I will tell you.
Oh my
Just to be
goodness.
clear, Lagos State does not generate custom duties.
No, not custom duty. They get their own share. See, federal government gets 400 billion. Lagos State gets 600 billion from the port, right? They
What are you
generate.
talking about?
Where did you see that?
What am I talking about? You want to go and search it out.
That's
Lagos State
what.
generate a lot of money. Lagos State generate a lot of money from the port.
I
Which
think
sport?
what
Sorry, hold on. What you've just said, Tiger, it runs contrary to the account books that we know of Lagos State, where they tell us they generate 50 billion per month. So you telling us 1 trillion from just one sector?
I said not.
It runs contrary to the known account.
1 trillion. The federal government takes 400 billion. Lagos State takes 600 billion. And moreover, Lagos State has refused to make the account open. No one knows. What do you mean?
What is he talking about?
Okay, what am I talking about?
Are you talking about VAT? Are you talking about VAT? Are you talking about VAT?
VAT.
Yes. Is that
No,
what
I think VAT
value
is
added tax?
I think VAT is the federal government, right?
Yeah.
What are you talking
about VAT? Are you talking about VAT that federal government gets from Lagos? Is that what you're talking about?
Not VAT. I want to start. Hold on.
The port is not under the control of the state. It's under the federal control.
Okay, I want to search here because I've read it before.
All right, Tiger, bring that home quickly. Let Moshood round it off because I have to go run some chores. But land your point, Tiger. Round off Moshood, and then we'll go.
Okay.
Sorry,
go on,
don't
Moshood. You want to go on?
Yes, please.
Okay, go on.
So when we're talking about all these things that everybody have been saying all this while, there's nothing that you can say Obi did that is comparable to what Tinubu do, even in time of education. Because during the time of Tinubu, he was teaching them, instead of just buying them computers that Obi bought, and we didn't see any impact of it, Tinubu started
You
training
saw an
people.
impact now. You saw from 23 to 25 to first. What are you saying?
That is not an impact, because the impact is we're talking about the long-term impact. That's just a short term.
I am the impact. I am the impact.
All this tech,
I can call so many impacts.
Let me continue, please.
So many.
All these technologies, all this tech that you are seeing in Lagos today, it didn't just start. I mean, it's not just like miracle. It started with what Tinubu did, because he started teaching, if you know, all those, I think, civil servant and some other people, he was teaching them oracles then, if you know about it. And people were trying to learn more about technology. And it gave them the platform for the startup. So that was how those technologies started coming on. So then going to the main question about Buhari supporting Tinubu. Well, I think Buhari...
Moshood, bring it home so we can, yeah.
Okay.
So condense it so that we can wrap up. Yeah.
Okay. So Buhari, to me, his attitude, it's hard to just to know what he wants and what he doesn't want, because it's not like a kind of person like Obasanjo or Tinubu that will give you 100% support. Buhari might be supporting Tinubu. Initially, I think he didn't want to. He wanted Oshibajo, because during the primary, you can see his body language when Oshibajo was delivering his speech. But at the end of the day, he doesn't have option. And somebody said, oh, Tinubu is not in this game, is not this, is not that. I just laughed, because if he only understand how politics work, he won't say that. Buhari, being the executive, is the only one that has a little bit of control, other than the governors. The votes of a state is being those one is the governor, the senators, the House of Reps, the people that are aspiring to be chairman, local government councillors, and local government chairman and the ward councillors are the ones that are in control of the vote, because they're the ones that are mobilizing people. They're the ones that are telling their people, this is what I was going to do for you. So when you think about it, the governors are the one that has the structure.
Can I
interject? Why is good luck not your president then?
Can I interject?
Why is
sorry,
PDP
I
still not in power?
I want to wrap it up. So a couple more sentences, Moshood, and then only because I have things to do. I have chores to run. Yeah, go on, Moshood.
So the governors are the one that control the structure in the state. They have the resources, they have everything. So I'm telling you, if the 19 governors said they are not going with Tinubu, and the president says, oh, he's supporting Tinubu, Tinubu is going nowhere. But right now, that the governors, if they are truly supporting him, which I believe they are, I believe Tinubu will have this election. And we can come back again and talk about this next month. Thank you, Mr. One Man.
All right, brilliant. Thank you, Moshood. Just one man would do, but thank you, Moshood. So thank you, Moshood, and thank you, everyone. It could have been a lot more deeper and involved conversation, because I know that a lot of what you said, people wanted to counter it with a couple of facts. So let me just, for balance, I'll give just X0 a 2-minute slot just to counter with what Moshood said, and then I'll shut it down.
Yeah, One Man, thank you very much. Mr. Moshood, you said well, but there are certain things you must.
Sorry, don't engage him in a conversation. Just give us a pushback, and then because
there's something I want every one of us to remember here before we put holes on Tinubu's well, maybe it's already damaged chances. Where I suspected that Tinubu went wrong was when he used that Emiloko, Olule, this and that. But let's not forget that he said that in reaction to the intrigues that were taking place before then. Right before his very eyes, his own boy, Osibanjo, was made to buy form. Fayemi bought forms. And he was seeing all these things. The guy in Ogun State was not straightforward. All his boys were not straightforward. And Buhari was not saying anything. What did you expect? What do you guys expect from such a man? After giving a lot to that party, after putting single-handedly making Buhari president. So there were so many things that led up to that moment where he said, Ni Bayo, ni Southwest, Emiloko, Tabaka Gbogbo àwọn èèyàn, Gbogbo wa by Emiloko. Yeah, he's the oldest. Forget that he's now frail and unhealthy. So at least he should have been given that priority. So that was where his Emiloko came from. He didn't just say it out of the blues. He said it in reaction to Buhari's failure to give him his own chance. After he was supposed to be Buhari's deputy. Don't forget that. So everybody should remember that. Tinubu's utterances were in reaction. He didn't just say it because he wanted to insult Buhari. So Buhari from day one didn't give him the much deserved respect and honor. Thank you very much.
All right, brilliant. Thank you, X0. Thank you, X0, and thank you, everyone. Hopefully we'll reconvene later to push this and other conversations with a lot more time for expression. Thank you. So a stellar panel this time around, led by the mighty Ajanle, of course. Tiger in the city, keeping him honest. X0 joins us after a long hiatus. Gideon with the gender identity, I don't know, trying to determine what gender he or she is. And Moshood, who joins us yesterday, rejoins us again today. So a stellar panel, but it gets even richer and deeper. So join us for the next one. Make sure you are subscribed. We do this every day. Click like, share, and subscribe. I'll leave it here, and peace. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.